Podcasting from their dining room table in West Hollywood, California,
it's the Stonebergs with Dave Stone.
What can I say? I'm a man of very stupid principles, okay?
And Katie Strandberg.
My brain needs help.
Advice and encouragement from two goofballs who can barely run their own lives.
Call now at 213-282-3615 to be part of the show.
Now welcome the Stonebergs.
There we go.
Hello everyone.
What are you doing?
I'm doing an Irish accent.
Is that what that is?
Sure. How the heck are you, boo?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good. I'm doing good.
Yeah. Doesn't leave room for
I'm
much
well.
talk.
I'm doing well.
Are you doing well within your soul?
I think so.
Good.
How you been?
I'm good. I took a tumble the other day.
You fell down.
I did.
Charlie, what's wrong?
Well, he's
Speaking
upset.
of a tumble.
Okay. He's just...
Goodness.
Well, he has a lot of codependency issues. There he is.
I need to sit here.
King of the castle.
Are you bruised up? How you feeling?
I feel okay. There was a large bruise on my right side of my arm. So I've been wearing long sleeve shirts like an abused woman.
Because you slammed your body on the ground from 6 feet in the air.
Well, I think here's the problem.
Too much horseplay.
Well, I'm a wrestling god. And I was getting at you.
Yeah.
You know, I got you in a grip or whatever.
Yeah, it was one of those where immediately I was like, this is not going to end well. I'm minding my own business in the living room, and you come in, you start horseplaying, and you start grabbing me. We're kind of squared off like old school collegiate wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, kind of push and pull on the shoulders. And I'm just like, don't do this. And you slipped on the rug and
Yeah,
like
it was
the
a
forward
fast fall.
like that fall where your legs go behind you and then everything else falls forward.
Like a
and
baby
down.
deer
Yeah.
that's just kind of
Yeah.
trying to be on roller skates. Yeah. Balance isn't my fortitude.
Sure. We'll go with that. Forte?
Forte.
Uh-huh.
I just think you're a little hurt that I beat you in a wrestling
That's
match
true.
by default.
I think I'm more concerned with my wife walking around heavily bruised all the time.
The anatomy of a fall.
You fall so much. And I'm telling you, we talked about it a few months ago, but
Yeah.
I've got video evidence of you doing just very frivolous handiwork around the house with makeshift ladders.
Yeah, well,
And just I need to keep a file of that stuff because once you staircase yourself one day,
how often do you worry? How often do you worry about my not dying a stupid death?
every time you leave the house. No, because it's great that you are the way you are.
Thank you.
Great
And
that you bounce through this world with no regard for your own safety or the potential hazards that might await around each corner. But I just, someone's got to be here to kind of,
Right.
punch up your life.
That's true. I get a little
Maybe a
in
bad
my
choice
head.
of words since we're talking about.
Punching.
Yeah, it was a comedic reference.
Help me.
But I just,
Well, I have a solution. I have a solution.
What?
Okay, so when I was little, I tried to do gymnastics, but I failed horribly, and everyone laughed at me, and I had to leave. So, but they had this really cool bouncy floor. That's like, if you fell, which I did, it didn't hurt as much.
kind of like dojo padding.
Yes.
We need to turn our entire apartment, get rid of the floors, and we'll get that thick blue padding.
Yeah.
That way, if you take a tumble,
Yeah.
it won't be so damning to your health.
Well, I've been working on my balance. That's for sure.
How so?
Well,
What does that mean? Working on my... You're in the bedroom on a fake surfboard. What are you doing? How are you working on your balance?
Okay, so I put one leg up like a flamingo. And then I see how long I can hold it.
That's pretty good.
And then if I feel real good, I'll put my arms up.
Yeah. Isn't that some sort of yoga move?
Probably. Like tree or trunk.
Are you feeling okay, though?
I'm feeling all right.
Yeah.
Bleeding like a goddamn stuffed pig. Spoiler alert.
Another issue there.
Period. Am I right?
Well, let's just
I'm sorry. I know you've earned your stripes this week.
all the way around.
Yeah, big old mess.
Do you remember the time you were doing back when you were teaching physical fitness?
Yeah.
And you had like those bands.
Oh no.
You were doing something with those rubber band things, and you were seated, and your legs were out, and the band was around your feet, and you were pulling and pushing, and then it slipped off your foot, and it hit you in the eye, and you had to wear an eye patch.
Oh my God, I do remember that. How funny!
You had to wear an eye patch.
Isn't that weird?
I'm just saying, it's not a good look for me when my wife is all bruised up and wearing an eye patch.
Well,
So can we try to kind of pull it together?
Yeah, I'm gonna be more present and less folly.
Okay.
Yeah. I will say
Less folly.
the bungee cord. I wasn't with a client. This was when I was trying to audition, basically, to teach at a gym.
Right. Oh, this happened in a job interview. That's right. Even better. Even better.
And they were so worried I was going to sue.
Yeah.
I had to wear a patch for like a week.
Yeah.
And that's when I dyed my hair pink. Because I looked a little nut. Anyway,
That's all right.
let's keep on trucking,
That's
shall
all right.
we?
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of physical stuff this week. Went to the batting cages.
Oh my God.
I haven't done that in years.
I love it.
Oh, God, I love it.
What a great activity.
Yeah, it's fast. I'm horrid at it.
No, you did pretty good.
No, I didn't. All the balls started stacking up by me. You were crushing it, though.
Nah.
50 in a row, just, what do they say in baseball? Snap, snap, snap.
Who says that?
I just made that up.
But why did you
Copyright.
preface what do they say in baseball? You can't just spit your rambling nonsense and pretend that it's, something that people normally say. Snap, snap, snap. Yeah, that's what they say.
I am so confident when I'm wrong, and I am so not confident when I'm right.
Yeah, that
I think I'm just throwing spaghetti at the wall.
creates a lot of confusion.
Yeah.
Did you have fun at the batting cages, though?
I did. I had so much fun. I love everything about it. I love the smell. I love the benches, the helmets.
I forgot you were a lefty.
Bats. Yeah.
You got that
only
lefty
with
stroke.
batting. Only the bat. Isn't that weird?
It is, and I don't know the science behind it. It is weird, but baseball fans will know what I'm talking about. For some reason, you would think all things would be equal, being symmetrical and whatnot, but for some reason, left-handed batters have a prettier swing.
Oh.
Ken Griffey Jr., Dave Justice, just to name a few. But
Yeah.
I don't know. The mechanics seem the same, but when a left-hander is really in the groove, it's just a beautiful swing, and you've got that kind of Ken Griffey Jr. swing.
That's cool.
Who would have ever thought?
I know.
Katie rakes.
What's that mean?
That's a baseball term.
Oh, cool.
That's what people say in baseball, not snap, snap, snap.
Well, I think snap, snap, snap could be. I'm just, reinventing. I'm a creator.
You are. But you feeling okay, though?
Yeah.
You fell down, then you started bleeding other places. It's weird timing.
It's just, you know what? It's all right. A lot of extra strength Tylenol.
Yeah.
And you know what else?
What?
Some love.
Yep.
Am I right?
Yep, that's what I'm here for. You feeling good though? I'm glad you didn't seriously hurt yourself.
Thank you so much.
And we joke about it, but seriously, just don't die a stupid death.
Okay.
Don't just be careful with the falling.
Okay.
No horseplay in the house.
Yeah.
That should be our new.
Well, I will say the other day, I'll say that now going down our steps of the apartment, I have been much more, whatchamacallit? What?
Snap, snap, snap.
Snap, snap, snap. I've been more, one at a time step to the side, and I grab the rail.
Why? Why is this?
When you were gone, I kind of fell.
What?
Yeah.
You fell down the stairs?
Oh, when you're gone, I fall all the time.
Like it's something you plan?
No. It's
Dave's
just,
gone. I'm going to get reckless. I'm going to stand on my head.
No, it's just, I'm like, oh, Charlie, got to get him to walk. And then it was just one of those weird slow ones where you like miss a step and then it was like,
Okay.
yeah.
Please just be
Showers hard. That's why I take a lot of baths.
Just please be careful.
You know what, though? My dad had a bar when he was barely able to walk in the shower.
Yeah.
So I think we could put one of those in. They're for elderly people, but...
Yeah, I think it's time we go ahead and do that. We got to Katie-proof the apartment. All right, Boo. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you.
Let's get on with it. Got a new feature I'm very excited about. Let's see if I can hit the right button.
Paranormal, supernatural, and probably not factual. Time for News of the Weird with the Stonebergs.
Oh, yeah. News of the Weird.
I love
I have a
this.
background in weird news. Some listeners may remember back when I used to do The Boogie Monster with my old buddy Kyle Kinane. And The Boogie Monster, we did that for about almost 7 years. And it was supposed to be about supernatural stuff, paranormal stuff, weird stuff, Bigfoot, UFOs. It kind of devolved into just a rant about fried chicken all the time. So, oops. But I still need to scratch that itch sometimes.
Yeah.
And I want to get into some of these weird stories when they pop up. Now, this one doesn't necessarily fall under the paranormal or the supernatural or anything of that nature, but I did find it weird. Do you know anything about ABDL? Do you know what ABDL stands for?
Oh, is that an alien ship?
Do you know anything about adult baby diaper lovers?
No, but I want to.
Well, at the Stonebergs, we try to be open-minded and inclusive, and definitely don't want to be one of those podcasts that just shits on things we don't understand. But boy, do I have some questions.
Okay, so
about
what is
this.
it?
I ran across this story, a debate over a new spa. There's a new spa opening in New Hampshire, in Atkinson, New Hampshire, and some of the residents in that town are taking a stand against this place called the Diaper Spa. And the Diaper Spa, it's a nursery-like business for adults who role play as children and, yes, wear diapers.
What's the time? Diaper time. What's the time? Diaper time. Whoa.
What?
Okay, now, I know it's 2024, and that's the thing, I don't know if this is a sexual thing, if this is just a weird hobby. According to this, their website, the Diaper Spa, it's open to, quote, all diaper-wearing individuals who seek acceptance, respite, and care. Photos on the spa's page show a space decorated with the soft comforts of a nursery, complete with toys, folded diapers, and an adult-sized crib. Now, I've heard a little bit about this in the past. What do they call baby play, diaper play? I don't know. Dr. Colleen Ann Murphy, the spa's owner, she offers a range of services include a virtual play date at $200 an hour, as well as a $1,500 all-day diaper B&B experience that promises rejuvenating pampering for, quote, the little one inside of you.
Ooh. So they just put baby powder on you and stuff, or?
I guess it's for adults that want to feel like a baby. Whoa. And I'm going to put on a diaper. I'm going to take off all my other clothes. I'm going to get in this adult-sized crib.
So it's just a bed with like a gate around it, yeah? Must be.
Yeah, according to a 2020 article in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health, adult baby diaper lovers are people who act a voluntary regression to a previous age and or wear a diaper for psychological reasons.
Love it.
Yeah.
Into it. I would go. Absolutely.
You'd go and pretend to be a baby?
No, I wouldn't. Here's the thing. I think I would go into it, and my intention would be to summon my inner child.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I think that's the whole point of this.
Right.
Yeah, you should be doing that if you...
But I don't remember toddler area. I don't remember when I was just in a diaper, except for now.
Yeah, I can't remember that far back. No, I can actually. I do remember. Mommy, wearing a diaper. I ever tell you the story? I wore diapers way too late. I was like, I don't know when you're supposed to stop wearing diapers, but my mom tells this story all the time. We were in line at the checkout at the grocery store, and I was like 3. I think that's too old to be wearing diapers. And I'm holding the big box of diapers.
Oh.
And the lady goes, oh, are these for your little brother or little sister? And Mom goes, no, they're for him. And I got so embarrassed that I didn't finish the box.
Oh.
Yeah. I did like the comfort and convenience, when I was a kid. Several psychological factors could cause ABDL fantasies, including continence issues, childhood abuse, and the premature loss of a parent. So on that note, if there's a legit psychological issue or anything, I'm not trying to make fun of that. I'm just trying to make fun of the average Joe who's like, hey, this looks like a fun new hobby.
Well,
like, it's
what
just,
kind of toys? Is it like little kid toys?
They're not going to have, there's no...
Well, they didn't specify the toys.
There's no power tools or pool table. I'm sure it's baby kid-related toys.
Wow.
ABDL behaviors could have different functions, including sexual gratifications or strategies to cope with negative mood states. While sexuality plays a role in some ABDL cases, research published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine in 2017 concluded that adult baby role-playing in particular is more likely to be an interpersonal, non-sexual behavior, helping some individuals decrease attachment anxiety and negative mood states. So, okay, all of that part, sure, none of my business, do your thing. Seriously, if you need to do things like this to work through trauma, okay, I'm not here to judge. But, I always think about, as I am slowly morphing or quickly morphing into a cranky old man, I always think about what other generations might think of shit like this. Like my grandfather, if I told him, hey, I can't help you build a trailer tomorrow. I've got an appointment at the ABDL Center.
What's that?
Just the thought. And again, if this is something that people need to get past certain, okay, that's not for me to say, but just
right.
The thought of just a regular person who's like, fuck you, this is what I'm into. What in the hell is going on?
And it's a doctor or a psychologist that started this. I'm wondering.
Yeah. What's her name? Yeah, she's Dr. Colleen Ann Murphy, the spa's owner. So she's a doctor of something.
So they're going to get people with just the word spa. Because that's pretty dope. And I love spas. However, how much is it? It's $200 for a virtual play date.
$200 for a virtual play date. $1,500 for an all-day experience.
No.
Honey, what's this charge on our credit card for $1,500? Well, okay. Where do I begin?
Self-care.
So what do they do?
Well,
I tell you what. If I'm paying that much money and I'm going to go sit in a giant crib, I'm using those diapers. You got to think about that.
Oh, do they clean up the diapers?
For $1,500, you better. I think I saw a Vice documentary about this one time. But yeah, there's people that are just, hey, I'm a baby. You're 53. Go to work. No, I'm a 200-pound baby. This baby's got a beard. How fucking creepy is that?
It's pretty creepy.
That's weird, right? Well, and I know we're not supposed to judge. And again, if it's related to any legitimate thing that you're working through, sure. But if this is just a fucking hobby and this is just your thing, what's going on with people?
Honestly, I don't know. That's insane. I feel like with this kind of stuff, it's just like a money grab. Obviously.
Oh, is it a money grab? You think there's a market? Oh, that's my plan. I'm going to move into a community and open a fucking baby museum.
$1,500, yes. Who made that price?
Well, you're right. I think anybody who thinks this is a good way to spend an afternoon probably isn't the most astute financial planner.
No, not at all. Probably just needing some answers. It's like when I did cryotherapy. Remember when I went into the cold chamber for 30 seconds?
Yeah.
That was $50. Cold little refrigerator. I could have just gone into a restaurant walk-in and stood.
Now, here's the other question. Is it A to Z across the board baby type stuff? Are they eating baby food?
Oh.
If you're there all day, you're getting some mushed up peas and carrots? Are there juice boxes involved?
100%. Do you think they're adult size?
Do you think there's stupid little baby cartoons on the TV?
Oh my gosh.
What's going on?
I think, well, I don't have an answer,
It's very troublesome.
but I kind of love it. And I don't know why. There's
So there
probably
you
some
go.
stuff there. News of the weird.
Yeah, that definitely qualifies as news of the weird. So I just saw that and had to share that with you.
Innovative.
and thought
You know,
about
I have
it.
a hack for it. Just wear some Depends in your apartment and FaceTime a friend. There you go. Virtual play date.
Can you tell them?
So I'll be in a diaper and that's it. You don't speak on it. It's just,
I'll be sitting in a sandwich bag of my own poop, but that's all right. I'm having a hell of a time finding an adult-sized pacifier.
oh,
Anyway,
wow.
news of the weird. There you go. 213-282-3615. Moving on, that is our phone number. If you have not done it already, why don't you put us on pause, whip out that phone, create new contact.
And we're here for you at all times of the
Give
day.
us a call, 24/7, 213-282-3615. As Maud utilized, you don't necessarily have to even call. Maud
Really?
gave us a text.
Ooh, Maud.
We got a text from Maud. She says, hey, Stonebergs, I love the new show format. Katie is the self-help queen that I've always longed for. There you go.
Oh, that's the nicest compliment ever. Thanks, Maud. I love you.
Speaking of, I am 4 months alcohol-free. It's been great for my brain, and I want to keep going. Do either of you have some mocktail recipes or other beverage recommendations? Thank you for reading. Love you guys. Cheers, Maud. She continues, P.S. As a longtime booger, I'm delighted by the Dave Traffic School segment. Please do more. All right.
Oh, that's great.
Thanks for checking in, Maud.
Hi, Maud.
Mocktails.
Yes.
I love a good mocktail. I go through peaks and valleys with my alcohol consumption. Speaking of which, this isn't anything to brag about, but today is day 13 booze free. I haven't had any booze in 13 days.
How's it feel?
I feel good. I feel fine.
Yeah.
Like I've said before, like a doctor would probably say if they knew, what my normal drinking habits were. Of course, you read some of these reports, and I think I read somewhere like if you have more than 4 or 5 drinks a week, you're an alcoholic. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'll have that in one meal. But, when I'm not watching, if it's like Super Bowl week or the holidays, on a given week, I might have 15, and I know that's a
Yeah.
lot.
In a week?
But,
That used to be dinner for
yeah.
me.
But as I concluded a while back, I think I made this point before. I don't think I have an alcohol problem. I have and had and still do have a sugar problem.
yes.
And the reason, my point is, my favorite cocktail is a bourbon and Coke. Like Jim Beam, I'm not a fancy bourbon guy. Bullet bourbon I like, but I love bourbon and Coke. But I've noticed that if I have bourbon and no Coke, then I usually don't drink that night. I'm not like, but if I have Coke in the fridge, I'm like, oh man, I love a bourbon and Coke.
Interesting.
But I never sit around and Jones for it and now I will occasionally on purpose drink it on the rocks just to cut down on the sugar. But I never sit around and Jones for a bourbon on the rocks or a bourbon neat. I do sit around and Jones for a bourbon and Coke. So based on that, I've talked myself into believing that I have a sugar problem
Yeah.
and not an alcohol problem.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's been 13 days. I feel great. I feel fine. I don't miss it. I miss the routine of like sitting down, watching a ball game, cracking a beer, whatever. But
You're better at mocktails than I am, though.
but I do love a good. I used to drink a lot of mocktails. Now I'm not a mixologist. I don't know a lot about different recipes and stuff. One thing I will tell you, Maud, if you haven't already, get you a variety of bitters.
Yes.
I love like bitters and soda. My favorite like non-alcoholic beverage. I don't know the alcoholic version. I think a Madras. Do you know what a Madras is?
No.
I think if I'm correct, a Madras is equal parts orange juice and cranberry juice with vodka. So instead of a vodka cran or a screwdriver,
Right.
cranberry and orange juice, but just without the vodka, just equal parts cranberry and orange juice. One of the most delicious drinks I've ever had. So maybe that with some nice orange bitters or lemon bitters, maybe a little soda, even a little
Yes.
Sprite, carbonation,
I love that. Yeah, you got to have a little bit of bubbles. I love this.
Yeah, I think you need some carbonation,
Need
whether
some
it be like
carbonation.
an actual soda pop or a seltzer water, soda water, some bitters. Maybe you can experiment with like fresh herbs, like some
Yes.
mint.
Yes.
Even like I don't know how you would mock like a spicy margarita could be good
Well,
with like some cilantro and jalapeno in there.
Ooh. Yeah. I was just about to say, what's that thing that's ginger beer? What's that ginger beer called? That's non-alcoholic. It's bitter, has a B.
I think most ginger beer is non-alcoholic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just like kind of a variation of ginger ale.
Well, that is real dope.
Yeah, I love
real
that.
dope. That's a great mocktail with a little lime.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed
Yeah,
that.
ginger beer and lime, maybe some lemon bitters or something. But you could experiment with simple syrups.
Yes.
Syrups, bitters, fresh herbs, fresh garnishes.
Well,
Pellegrino in there.
what's helped me is, as you could see, I'm a beverage whore.
Mm-hmm.
I love this. I have this. I usually have a Celsius and a coffee. So I just go the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just chug this because Cameron Diaz does it every morning before breakfast. That's a fun fact for everybody. And who doesn't want to look like Cameron
Mm-hmm.
D? Then we got the bubbles, which I like to down and then crunch this as little as it can be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exciting.
Yep.
Doesn't taste very good.
Coffee with just non-fat milk. This might be somebody's nightmare. I don't think it's like a nice mocktail, but I like having a lot of options is what I'm saying, Maud. So if you're more of a guzzler, this is a good option too.
Well, and you haven't even mentioned it. I compliment you on this all the time. And this is by no way a slight on people who do remind you that they're 13 days sober, Dave. But you're over 7 years sober.
Yeah.
And you never mention it. Like
Well,
it hasn't.
California sober.
Yeah,
I
which
smoke weed.
okay, and I don't know. I'll address that. Like
Yeah.
I'm no expert, but I've heard people correct you
Yeah.
that you're not sober because you smoke weed. You're sober from the thing you had a problem with.
Yeah.
You never had a problem with weed.
No.
You had a problem with alcohol.
Yeah.
I'm sober from the thing that almost ruined my life. How about that? If you want to split fucking hairs.
Well, it almost took my life.
It almost took your life. But
Yeah.
my point is, and there's nothing wrong with this. People should be proud of their sobriety. But I know people that have kind of made it their identity. And I just think I don't know if it's weird, good, bad, noble, but it's interesting that you never bring it up.
Yeah.
You haven't had a drink in over 7 years, and it's not necessarily a part of your identity or personality, rather.
No, because it was a habit when I worked at that restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I would go to happy hours and it just became habit. And then I noticed my personality would switch. You remember?
I noticed that a little bit too.
Isn't that fun?
I know, Black
Whoops. A lot of blocking involved. And then checking my blocked voicemails. I'm a psychopath. Anyway, drinking was just that culture too. And I'm not just blaming that. Of course, I was lonely and going through stuff. But I just, after the New Orleans thing, long story short, I had walking pneumonia. My lung was filled with pus or something bad. Anyway, passed out in the French Quarter. Who hasn't? Went to the New Orleans hospital and was there for 17 days. I think that's why I like hospital decor. Anyway, the reason I had walking pneumonia is because I just thought I was hungover every single day, which is true. However, it got worse and worse. And I have a weird thing with doctors or people of authority. If they tell me to do something health-wise, I'm like, okay, yeah. So I was just done. Like
Cold turkey.
done.
Yeah, it's
Done,
crazy.
done. No. And then, people do say, and it's true, I have an addictive personality. So now, yes, marijuana is something I should just make a treat, which we've talked about. But
Yeah.
I just laugh and it's so soothing. And I know that all things that like switch, yeah, I see it. I see the switch happening. Who knows? Maybe I do have a problem. I don't know. I'm open to it. But listen, balance. It's all about balance. And it's hard for me to do that.
In your hardest partying days, how many drinks a week do you think you averaged?
A week?
Yeah.
Can we do a day and then just do math? All right.
What was not an average day, but like it's the weekend, I'm off for a couple days, I'm ready to crack my knuckles and go for it.
Okay, if I were to go back in time, well, at least a bottle of a Chardonnay or something.
Well, that's about 5 drinks, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think it's 2 with the right glass.
Yeah.
So we'll go 2. And then happy hour at Rustic. So 1, 2. Let's go with 6.
6.
All right.
Plus the 2.
Yeah, plus the wine. Wine was kind of an appetizer.
That's 11 now, if we're being honest.
And then
I'm not judging.
no, it's okay. You should. And then, probably wine at home and or the frozen vodka I would have. So maybe a few more. And then a nice sleep till 1 a.m.
Till 1 a.m.?
Because I would day drink. I would get off at like 4.
Oh, okay.
And then I would start and just have the time of my life.
But you'd sleep till 1 p.m. the next day.
No, I would pass out at like 8, and then I would wake
I
up at
see
1
what you're
a.m.
saying. I
because
see
of the
what you're saying.
sugar and the sugar withdrawal. And anyway, but yeah, mocktails are dope.
Yeah, get into some mocktails there, Maud. I don't know. Bitters is my biggest recommendation because they really, I don't even
really
know
does
what
help.
bitters are. I think it's kind of like liquid potpourri, a lot of herbs and flowers and shit in there. But oh boy.
I think it's hard when you're out too.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're out at, you're at the bars trying to be, hey, everybody,
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to socialize. That's how she talks.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm bleeding heavily. I think it's all about decor with your drink. So I like to get in a large glass, soda water, big straw, so then I have a prop, and a nice lime. So it's just like, hey, this is what I'm doing. No one's going to ask. Not that you have to look like you're drinking, but it's fun. It's fun.
And I don't mind a non-alcoholic beer.
I love those.
What's the one I was really into a while back? Bitburger.
Yeah.
Bitburger is a great German beer, and then they make a non-alcoholic version that's probably the best one I've ever had.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
Some of them aren't good at all,
Yeah.
but it's the, I feel like I'm doing the thing. But Bitburger, I really enjoy it. But
I love that.
Maud, thanks for checking in. 213-282-3615. Give us a call or a text anytime,
In that order.
and we'll ramble on. We'll ramble on with a half-baked response.
Yeah.
Boom, moving on. We got a topic this week.
We sure do.
What are you going to teach us?
Well, I'm going to teach you something called step out of your comfort zone, which is my nightmare. I'm very hard at that.
Yeah.
Very hard at that. Sure. Those are words. But before I start, are we going to get on the comfort zone train?
I think
Let's get
so.
off of it.
All aboard.
That's just a single one. I think the double is too much.
Give us a double. Come
Okay.
on. There you go.
Or what about a
It's a bit short.
Okay.
All right, I think we've accomplished
on the breath? Okay.
comfort zone. So what do you mean? What do you
Okay.
mean by that?
So let me just tell you a quote by Mr. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Here we go.
Now, who was he?
He was a
What,
writer.
What'd he write?
A lot.
Yeah.
Like so many amazing ones. Skippy, what's your favorite book by him? Ralph Emerson.
I always got him and Thoreau confused. I would get them mixed up.
What's your favorite?
Yeah, I don't like him. I don't like Ralph
I
Waldo
prefer
Emerson.
niche.
With all American authors, any fucking author, I don't know what they wrote until you say it. Then I'm like, yeah, I know, I've heard of him and I've heard of that book, and I didn't know that they were, okay, yeah.
I want to say Catcher in the Rye, but I think that's dead wrong.
That's J.D. Salinger. Yeah, I
Okay.
knew that one.
Well, listen.
Thoreau wrote,
Say that as a joke.
Oh.
The Great Gatsby. Another
Great-
great Emerson.
There it is.
yeah.
Listen,
Uh-huh.
here's the quote. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail.
Okay.
Poetic.
I
and
like that.
Amazing, right? Hey, be a trailblazer.
Uh-huh.
Go out of there. But the comfort zone, I have a story
Okay.
from a beautiful author named, hold on, I want to give her credit. Caroline Blues.
You want to give her credit?
Boogies.
Let me see it.
Okay, let's just do
Why
that.
did you say I want to give her credit when you knew you were going to mess up her name?
Well, I was just kind of going like rogue.
Yeah. Buijs. Yeah.
Bajus. But
Yeah.
no, we can't. Okay. Anyway, so she went to India and she went to a nice hotel, right? And she was excited, but she wanted to see the sights, this author. So she goes out and she gets overwhelmed. There's rickshaws. She sees a lot of just sad and dirt and upsetness, and it freaked her out. So she went back to her comfort zone, the hotel. Then the next day she thought, hey, why don't I take baby steps to really experience India? So she went on a tour with fellow travelers. And then the next day, she went out by herself to a market. And it was just baby steps. And then she got out of her comfort zone. And soon the hotel was just a place she slept. So the moral of the story.
She took baby steps over to the diaper spa.
Diapers, a lot of poo, I bet. Anyway, so they call it the comfy straitjackets. Now, I talked about JOMO the other week, which is missing out on things if you don't want to go.
The joy of missing out,
The joy of
as
missing
opposed
out.
to the fear.
But the fear of going out is like, I love our apartment. This is an example from my life. I'll get vulnerable. I love it in here. Why would I want to leave?
Yeah, it's got everything we need.
It's got entertainment. It's got animals. It's got decor. It's fun. I have all my beverages. However, this can become my comfy straitjacket because then I'm not experiencing anything outside of my Indian hotel.
That's interesting, the thing with the hotel,
Yes.
because we've experienced that. We'll go on vacations or whatever, and it's that push and pull of like, well, we paid so much money for this hotel.
we want to enjoy it.
I want to enjoy it, but also we flew to a new city,
Right.
so we also need to kind of get out and enjoy that. So I think the key, I think I just solved our problem. Yeah, you're a little bougie. You like a nice hotel. I think the key is to not go too nice on a vacation hotel. So, you want to be comfortable and you want to have the conveniences you want,
I
but
want it to smell nice.
you don't want it so nice that it's keeping you from going out and experiencing the real reason that you're visiting the city.
But sometimes vacations are just for rest and
That's
relaxation.
true too.
So you have to find a balance. Okay. So different fears are for different people. Now, you don't just have to go to India and experience stuff, which is great though, and you should, and hooray. But for example, your straitjacket, what is it? Comfy straitjacket could be a fear of talking to your boss for a raise. But then in your real life, you're doing bungee jumping and you're just like a daredevil. So why can't you take that into the realm of work, right? And then other things like being vulnerable in a relationship. Hey, I feel this way. And some people that have that like fear will do the exact opposite. So they'll make relationships outside with, surface level and not deep dive into that.
Okay.
So, what defines our comfort zone, Boo? What would you define as your comfort zone? Not necessarily bad, not necessarily good. How would you define it?
What do you mean? Like, what is my comfort zone? Or
Yes.
how would I describe a comfort zone? Well, it's just a place
What's
you
yours?
feel comfortable.
Okay.
Where's my comfort
When
zone?
do you feel like the most cozy and warm and
I love that feeling, and it's heightened with me, and not to always bring it back to that, but the years living in a van and not necessarily, even though I had shelter, it was still a psychological thing of I don't really have a home because the van moves around, So now that we do have some stability, we're married, we've been in this place now for over 2 years. I love the feeling of like whatever I'm doing throughout the day, if I have to go out and run errands or do some work or whatever, I just that feeling of coming home and knowing that I'm done for the day, knowing that you don't have to go back out for the day.
Yeah.
That's
The landing.
that is the best feeling of like, I don't have to, and sometimes I don't get that feeling till 10 p.m., but then other times I might get that feeling at 2 or 3 p.m.
Right.
Of like, okay, I did what I needed to do today. Or even here, even if I don't leave, if I'm working at home, I always say, you know what I always say? I'm going to clock out.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm going to clock out. That's not a very original thing, but it's cute for us because we don't really punch a clock. But just meaning like I'm going to put the laptop away. I'm going to take off the comedy cap or the comedy business cap or whatever cap I'm wearing that day.
Chef cap.
Whatever. But just that feeling of like, okay, I'm done with my tasks. I don't have to go out into the world anymore today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my home. I got my TV. I got my animals.
Yeah.
I got my wife.
Yeah.
I got my bourbon and Coke.
Yeah.
Let's kick it.
Let's boogie.
Like, that's the best feeling.
No, it's true. And I think you'll notice that and I've fallen into this. I mean, I remember Dr. Julie was telling me the other day, like 4 years ago, I started seeing her. I don't know. But in my head, my narrative from my family was the month of March was just, you could be depressed. You could just stay in bed. You could do whatever you need because it was March. And my sister passed away on the 30th. So it was kind of like dedicated to being sad to Susie, which she would hate, by the way.
And by the way, not only did your sister pass away on March 30th, that year, March 30th was Easter Sunday.
Yes.
So now every year, if Easter doesn't fall on March 30th,
Yeah.
we get
I know.
we get 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not that, I mean, obviously, I understand. I'm just saying that's kind of the same way it's kind of funny that your dad died on Christmas morning.
Yeah. Christmas, Easter.
I think it's also interesting that Susie is Easter, but also March 30th. And most of the time, those are 2 separate days.
It's true. I love how my dad was like so competitive. He's like, you know what? You died on Easter.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait till Christmas.
Yeah, I'm going to one up that shit.
No, but I think, and I remember going to therapy and I remember opening up and being like, Mom just died. I'm having a freak out. It's the month of March. And she goes, month? What do you mean month? And I was like, well, that's, it's March. I get to be depressed and sad. And she was like, oh, so you're feeding that narrative.
Don't have to, get to.
And she was like, well, yeah, you can remember your mom or sister on a day and make it a different way of remembering, not just sadness. And that was hard for me because I was like, what? My comfy straight jacket is the month of March, like hello. And I always, if I got sad or whatever during that month growing up, post Susie, it was like, yeah, okay, you can cry now. You can be sad now. But then the rest of the year, it was like, no tears. She would hate that. So it was interesting to me because I feel like my comfort zone is to be safe indoors. I know where everybody is. This is such like trauma stuff. And it doesn't behoove me to do that because I'm not making new memories. I'm not, oh my gosh, I'm going to cry. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm not good with crying with the fake blue blockers.
They fog up.
They do. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm
That's
all
all right,
hormonal.
sweetie. That's okay.
My dad used to say, always ride that bicycle, meaning like you have to move forward. And I have a really hard time doing that. And I think it's because I like being in my little cocoon of safety, but then I don't make new memories and then I don't experience life. And I think there's so much to that, but it really takes courage to step outside your comfort zone and enjoy life. I mean, that was one thing. My dad was always moved forward. Like, that was yesterday. And in ways, it was unhealthy. But in other ways, it was like, oh, right, ride that bicycle. And he just loved that phrase, like, just keep pedaling.
Yeah.
And that has been one of my challenges, because I do have fear. I don't want to go out into the world and get hurt and have people leave, you know? Yeah.
But you also realize that's no way to live. You
I know.
can't just
No, I
close
know.
yourself off from all experiences and people, but I get it. You know, I have a similar analogy. I say just, we got to keep trudging forward. And it's the same thing, same concept as the bike, but I just mean, doesn't matter how fast we're moving,
Right.
as long as we're slowly trudging in the right direction, you know?
Well, it's easy to get stuck too. If you're, you know, when you're so sad, it's like, it feels like quicksand. It's just like, I can't get out of this. And it takes a lot of courage and a lot of mental preparation, where I'm just like, okay, 1, 2, 3, I have to go. I have to get up. I have to go to Starbucks. I have to do something to get me out. Remember, like with Charlie, he was such a blessing when we got him after Post My Mama. And I would have to walk him every day.
Literally got him the next day after
Yeah.
Mom passed.
Yeah. And it was awful, but it made me go outside. It made me move forward. And I think comfort, as this lovely psychologist says, is so attractive because it's safe. But security limits the satisfaction that a new experience can give you. So I'm not replacing anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just living in this moment, and it's like I have to move on to the next moment. I could be introspective and write, and you know, the other day I wrote my dad a letter. Don't know when I'm gonna send it. Am I right? Okay. But I think it's just weird, because it's that's definitely my flaw. In that's a struggle I'll always have, and I'll always have to experience more things, like small things. What's an example? Oh, I'm running.
That's all right. That's all right.
It's my cocaine nose. What if I was like, haven't done alcohol for a million years, but guess what? No, I haven't.
No,
I mean,
but
Adderall.
that's a great point about, you know, the security versus the opportunity for new experiences. I remember this. I remember having these thoughts, and I feel like I aged before my time. I remember being in my late 20s when I was a cop, and I had a steady job, even though I hated it. It almost killed me multiple times. But I was also with a gal that, you know, we weren't engaged or married, but long-term relationship. And I remember being like 27, 28 and just thinking like, oh, I'm so glad I'm out of the social rat race.
Right.
I'm so glad I don't have to go out and, you know, go to bars and try to find women to date.
Right.
I'm so glad I don't have like 5 minimum wage jobs like I used to. I have one halfway decent job. But I remember being 27, 28 and thinking the way maybe I think now, as far as like, I'm glad I've checked off all the boxes, and on my off days. And I think too, because the cop job was so stressful.
Oh yeah.
That on my off days, I didn't barely even moved, much less left the house. But then fast forward just a year or two later, I was 29, no longer a cop, no longer with that gal. And now I've started this new thing called stand-up comedy. But I just remember like thinking when I was a cop on my off day, like being 26, 27 years old, thinking like, oh, the thought of going out tonight.
Yeah.
Like it'd be 7:30 at night. And I'm like, the thought of going out to a concert or whatever, but then like a year later, 6-7 nights a week, I'm out at bars and comedy clubs doing comedy every night. And I didn't connect the dots the way you're doing it now, but I remember having those thoughts once I started comedy of like, well, look at you now, big boy. Like a couple years ago, you would never leave the house at 9 p.m. to go do a 10 p.m. spot at a comedy show.
Right.
But like just getting out of that comfort zone and like a whole new world that awaited me just because I chose to, you know, get out of my routine, you know, and now in certain ways I was forced to get out of it, you know, either with a breakup or with losing the cop job. Thank God I did.
I'm so glad you did.
But yeah, I remember feeling at 27, 28, feeling the way I do now sometimes, as far as like, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that anymore. And then like in that moment, if you'd have told me like, hey, in about a year, you're going to start a 17-year journey where you'll be out almost every night. And then if you're not out, you know, you might be away from home for weeks on end. And just, yeah, to your point, like stepping out of that comfort zone opened an entire new world for me.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And so I know the timer went off. I just put a few more minutes. I just want to go for just sources of breaking old habits. So it's all kind of about habits, right? So I'm not a night person. So I could get up at like 4 a.m. and start my day and go, you know, go on a hike, come back, do morning pages, start my day for, you know, just that could be my night. And that's a small step because I used to beat myself up all the time. Like, I'm not a night owl. But once you get that energy from all that stuff, like you said, it's a snowball effect, right? Yeah. It's just rolling down the mountain, gaining momentum. If you're not gaining momentum, you're just standing still. I said to myself in the mirror this morning. So this says take a class, a new class. If you want to get out of a routine, say you're working all the time. Hey, you know what? On Saturdays, I'm going to go take an art class. Or something that really you've always wanted to do, but just haven't. Why? Out of fear, probably. So enroll in something, right? Or tell the truth if that's your thing you're fearful of. You know, like just do a small thing with someone safe and being like, hey, I miss your friendship, whatever it is, and then tell a truth, which can be vulnerable and scary and people's versions of going out. If it, you know, I'm giving an example. Try reading other magazines, like basically just opening yourself up to new experiences, which is when you'll make memories, when doors will open. Like nothing's gonna, if nothing changes, nothing changes, you know?
I try to utilize this. This might sound like a very minute example, but something as simple as listening to a new band.
Yeah.
Trying a new band, watching a movie you've never seen before.
Yes.
Yeah, I know those are micro versions of this, but, you know, watch a new movie for 2 hours, you're experiencing something that you've never experienced before.
Yeah.
You know, or listening to a new band, going through their discography, and especially like I talk about how over COVID, I got into the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
Was always aware of the Grateful Dead. Didn't really have an opinion. You know, but then like you get into something new like that, especially a band like that, an older band, where like, oh, they've got dozens of albums. Like
100%,
I won't live long enough to listen to every single thing they've done, but just that new adventure. And I know it's trivial compared to some of these things, but like even as a way to kind of jumpstart that process, you know, try something new, whether it be eat a dish you've never eaten before, listen to some music you've never listened to before, you know, whatever it is.
Go on a different route to work.
I think that can kind of jumpstart that and get those gears going.
Yeah, just small changes into the big. Because then you're like, oh, this is kind of neat. I went by a, you know, vintage store I never did on my way to work. Cool. Maybe I'll go there on Saturday. Like you're opening up your world in small incremental steps.
There you go.
Boy, there it is. But yeah, so I just want to go ahead and finish with this. An outlet that you could start, right? If you're a writer or if you just want to, let's just write down this prompt. If I didn't have to do it perfectly, I would, ...
Okay.
If I dared to be a beginner, then ... Things I would never try, but sounds like fun are. Now that just is a start, like a blueprint of how do I open myself up. The thing I will end on this with my dad is that he had such a big ego. He just had this bravado, very, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And as a woman and growing up, not feeling like I had power, I was like, wow, look at him just do it. And he would just go and start farming, or he would just go and build a fence that he never built, or whatever it was. And that is something I look at and I'm like, I have that in me.
Mm-hmm.
I could do that. And it's all starts as well as a belief.
Okay.
So I think you got to believe, all right, I'm not going to be great at it at first, but I have to try. Because why not? You got nothing to lose.
I like it. That's
Yeah.
really, I mean, that's funny that this is our topic today because I've been working on stand-up premises related to this, but just the concept of trying new things.
Yeah.
And also, I've got a premise that I'm working on about don't be afraid to reshape your opinions. What I mean by that is like so many of us have opinions
Yeah.
that we formed when we were children.
Yeah.
You know, oh, I don't like this food because I didn't like it when I was a kid. Or I don't like that actor or that band because I didn't like them when I was a kid. Well, like, give yourself a chance to kind of revisit that.
Yeah.
And like, if you think about it in theory, it's really dumb to hold a strong opinion that was formed 30 years ago, 40 years ago,
Yeah.
whatever it is,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, it's like a train track in your mind. You've put it in there and it's like, wait, we could undo these tracks. It doesn't have to be this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, good times, Boo. That was fantastic.
Yes, thank you so
Feel like
much.
I learned a little something there.
Good.
Yeah.
Try something
and I
new.
think you're doing great, Boo.
Oh boy.
I think
Well,
you're just keep pedaling the bike.
keep on
you're
pedaling.
doing
I
great.
did get him a bicycle like statue once,
Mm-hmm.
and he cried. That was like the only gift he cried at. So because I was quoting him anyway.
Well, good times.
Well, yes.
Moving on. We haven't done this in a while. I thought we'd do some trivia.
Yes.
And I think I needed this because I got sucked into some of these YouTube trivia things.
Okay.
I watch these YouTube videos where they'll, you only people with an IQ of 150 can answer these questions. And, then I'd start answering them. I'm like, oh, yeah, the thing is correct because I don't know any of this shit.
Yeah.
So I think I need to hear some trivia questions on a topic that maybe I do know.
Ooh, I like
that. Maybe
that.
I do have a chance
Okay.
at. And those topics are few and far between.
Okay.
I can talk to you about barbecue. I can answer
Okay.
barbecue stuff. I can answer baseball stuff. Or I can answer Seinfeld stuff. And we haven't done Seinfeld trivia.
I love Seinfeld so much.
And I thought maybe you
Okay.
could put me through the ranks here.
Here we go.
And hammer. What do you want to do? About 20 of them?
I'm going to do general Seinfeld trivia.
Okay.
I might mix it. They have Elaine trivia, miscellaneous. So, yeah, about 20 of them.
Okay, and let me say this. This is the one of the very few topics that I'm very good at. But every now and then, some of these type questions, like, I don't know how many times George shook hands with so-and-so. Like, sometimes there'll be, the questions where it's a number. How many times did Elaine yell, "Get out," over the
Right,
course of
right.
180 episodes?
Yeah, no.
I don't know that shit. But I know characters. I know storylines. I remember people's names, so... why don't you throw some at me here, and I'll keep my own score here.
Okay, I'm loving it.
And I'm going to try.
I'm loving it.
I'm going to say that I can at least get 90% of these correct.
Okay.
So if we do 20 questions, I need to get
10 correct.
18 of them correct.
18.
Is that right?
That's why
Is that the
school was
math?
hard. Okay. Ready?
All right, lay it on me,
All
sister.
right. Now, what was the nickname that George's high school gym teacher called him in high school?
Oh yeah, that's from the Tropic of Cancer episode. Can't stand you.
Yep,
Can't
can't
stand.
stand
All right,
ya.
so I got that one.
You got that
I'm gonna
one
do the
right.
plus
Now,
and
is
minus
that
system
too
here.
easy? Because I could go harder.
You follow your heart.
All right. All right. What kind of tomatoes can be eaten like apples, according to George?
Okay, not to be confused with Newman's enthusiasm for the Mackinac peach. George would get excited about Hampton tomatoes.
Okay, so Hampton. Yep,
Hampton tomatoes.
Hampton.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just says Hampton, so I got confused. Ooh, good job,
Well, because
Boo.
tomatoes in the question, but that's all right.
Hampton. All right. Seinfeld characters. What is Newman's? Oh, that's too easy.
Okay, yeah. If something's too easy, don't
No,
waste
no,
it.
no,
Don't
no,
waste
no, no.
a gimme on me.
Okay. Which neighborhood does Jerry live in New York?
Oh, I know it's the upper east or upper west, but let me think. And the way I remember this is because one time Kramer's yelling at him about how he's changed, And if that's the case, you need to just move. He says you need to move to the east side, which makes me think they live in the upper west side.
That is correct.
Right on, right on.
According to Elaine, which flavor of babka is the lesser babka?
Okay, that's a great episode. They're trying to get the chocolate babka, and they settle for the cinnamon babka.
That's very good. Cinnamon,
Yeah,
yes. Which New York Mets star made a cameo on the show?
Oh, that's easy. Keith Hernandez
That is true. Too easy.
played in the 1986 World Series.
Okay.
Also was 1979 MVP with the St. Louis Cardinals. There you go.
What is the name of the character Kramer played in his Murphy Brown appearance?
Oh, fuck.
Do-do-do,
I don't even remember them referring.
do-do-do,
Oh, that's a good one. I remember the scene
This is a good question.
because Murphy Brown comes in and she says,
Candace Bergen.
yeah,
Queen,
she
icon,
says,
legend.
blankety blank, I think you and I are going to be friends or something. She says his name. Oh, geez. I have no idea.
Okay, Stephen Snell.
Stephen Snell.
What a great name.
Wow. Okay. Okay, boy, you got me on that one.
Which overdue book led to Jerry's meeting with the New York Public Library officer, Mr. Bookman?
Well, I already gave you that answer in the Can't Stand You, so give me another one.
Okay.
Tropic of Cancer?
Yep.
Yeah, but give me
Okay.
another one because I already gave you that one.
What date is Festivus celebrated?
Oh, shit.
Do-do-do.
I feel like it's probably the day before the day after. I'm going to say the day after, December 26th. Oh, what is it?
December 23rd.
23rd. Okay, boy. 2 in a row I've missed.
Which actress's phone number does Kramer score on his way to the movies?
Uma Thurman.
Yep, good job. There we go. There we go. Who called Jerry a very, very bad man and vowed revenge on him?
I'm going to say that's Babu Bhatt, the
Yep.
owner of the Paradise Cafe.
Yes.
There we go.
In the outing, we learn that George and Jerry have been friends since high school. What's the name of their alma mater?
Oh, damn.
It's
It's a president, I think. Man, that's a good one.
Da. Anything?
Garfield?
JFK High School.
JFK High School. Damn it.
It's all
That's
right.
3. I'm below what I shot for.
Which boyfriend did Elaine end up getting dumped by because of juju fruits?
Jake Jarmel.
Yes.
Who,
Okay.
fun fact about that actor, he appears, that same actor, there's a few actors that appear in multiple roles in Seinfeld, and Jake Jarmel, the actor who played him, is one. He is also the cop that responds to George and Jerry's payphone call while they're in Los Angeles to tell the police that Kramer can't be a serial killer. That's our friend. He didn't do it. So they send a black and white, and it's Jake Jarmel.
I love that. Okay. Why did the zoo demand an apology from Kramer? Uh-oh.
Why? Okay, it's something with a chimpanzee with a monkey. He got in a physical fight with him.
He threw a banana peel back at a chimpanzee.
Okay, I'm going to give
But you were
myself
close.
that one.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
give you
going
that
to give
one.
myself that one. That was close enough.
Well, yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah,
Let's do
he
that.
Threw a banana.
Which video game is George great at?
Frogger.
Yep. What does George try to convince Yankees manager Buck Showalter to do?
Oh! I was going to bring this up. A real life version of this is happening. He tries to get him to get the Yankees to switch from polyester to cotton uniforms.
Yes.
There's a scandal. Spring training just opened this week.
I'm so happy
so
for
excited.
you.
But they redid the contract with all the uniforms with this company called Fanatics, who I guess is notorious for like shoddy work. And now all the uniforms are so shitty. Like the stitching is wrong, the numbers aren't symmetrical, and the fabric is so thin that you can see right through it, and you can see a lot of the players' Dave and
Ding
Buster's.
dongs?
Yeah.
Ew.
There's one, this poor Giants guy, the San Francisco Giants, he just sees, there's his testicles. And so I don't know what they're going to do before the real season starts. They got to change that shit. So
That
that's a big story in baseball this week.
Oh, wow. Get your fashion together,
Mm-hmm.
baseball. Okay. Which New York Yankee missed his appearance on a PBS telethon because George followed a driver whom he thought had given him the finger?
Danny Tartable.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good job. My goodness. I'm impressed.
So that's 14. So 6 more.
Oh, we got 6 more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. Which food caused Jerry to break his 13-year non-vomiting streak?
The black and white cookie.
Yes.
Same episode as the Babka.
When did the pilot episode air? I'm just throwing that in there.
The exact date? Can I give you
Give me the year.
1989.
Yes, there you go. July 5th, 1989. How much money did Kramer make by selling his life stories?
He wanted 1,500, and Peterman offered him half that, so I'm going to say 750.
Yes.
There we go.
Good job.
Yep.
All right. In the Jimmy episode, what does Jerry discover in his dentist's waiting room?
Porn.
The Penthouse magazine.
Mhm, Penthouse mag.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. All right. What does Jerry find in his pocket to prove his dry cleaner is wearing his clothes?
A movie ticket.
Yes. Good job.
Last one.
Okay, here we go. What is the name of Kramer's friend who thinks Jerry is a phony?
I think we were talking about this. It's Mike Moffat.
Yep.
Yeah, I originally
There
thought
you
that
go.
was Lomez. Kramer talked about this friend named Lomez, and for some reason, I don't think we ever saw Lomez, but when I think of Lomez, I think of the Mike Moffat character, the bald guy with the goatee and the glasses. They got in a fight about an argument over a parking spot, and he's a bookie, and but Mike Moffat, so yeah.
What a great name, Mike Moffat.
Yep.
So what was your percentage?
I got 17 out of 20.
That's good.
Whatever
C.
whatever that is.
C plus.
85.
I'm going to give you a C
That's
plus.
85%.
Oh, 85. B.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a little disappointed in myself, but I
That's
tried.
okay. You'll get it next time.
That's fun. Trivia's fun, especially if
like
it's
trivia.
about something you have a little bit of a knowledge about. So.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Boo.
Yes.
What next time we play trivia, we need to throw it your way. What's something you would feel confident in?
Housewives.
Global politics,
Housewives.
World War I.
Bravo Housewives.
Okay, Bravo Housewives.
Television. Bravo Television in general.
Yeah.
Do it.
All right. We'll
All
do
right.
that next time.
I'll see you. I'll see you.
Moving on, word of mouth this week. Gonna continue with the comedians putting out new specials. Now, I'm hesitant to say this because, why can't she just be funny?
Uh-oh.
I was gonna say she's probably the funniest female comic working right now. But then you could just say, well, she's just one of the funniest comics right now. But that's been a big thing for years. Women ain't funny. Any idiot who thinks women aren't funny need to check out Carmen Lynch.
Yep.
Absolutely hilarious. Carmen, based out of New York. She's been doing it forever. She's probably been doing comedy over 20 years at this point. Probably about 15 years ago, she and I did a terrible New Year's Eve gig together.
Oh.
It was, it's funny, comedians are sometimes like soldiers in that when you go through these horrible, traumatic battles, that you always have a kinship with each other. And I always remember she and I both were just like, what the hell did we sign up for? New Year's Eve gigs are the worst.
Well, yeah.
And it was just, and I think the thing that made that even worse was there was a big, I forgot who it was, but some big D-list celebrity headliner was supposed to be the headliner that night. And Carmen was going to feature, do the middle act, and I was going to open, be the host. And I think something happened in that, I don't know, Eddie Griffith or somebody backed out last minute. So now we all got bumped up where Carmen headlined, which is fine. She's great, but you have all these people that came to a New Year's Eve comedy show hoping to see the guy from whatever 90s movie or sitcom. And now it's like, who's this lady and that dude? And it was just a real hell gig. I remember that. But anyway, Carmen's so damn funny. She's got several albums out. I don't know what number special this would qualify for her, but just great jokes, great presence, great characters and act outs and stuff. Great name of the new special.
What's the name?
Queef Week. Carmen Lynch Queef Week is on YouTube as we speak. Get on there, check it out. Check out her other stuff. Go see her on tour. Tours all the time.
Yeah.
She's half Spanish. I think her mom is Spanish. Her father's American. Anyway, she speaks fluent Spanish, and sometimes she will go and do shows in Spanish.
Oh, that's great.
Stand-up comedy in Espanol.
That's amazing.
So, Carmen Lynch, big fan, great comedian. Queef Week is the new special on YouTube. Check it out. That's Carmen. Carmen. Anytime someone's named Carmen, I want to call them Cameron. But Carmen Lynch, Lynch. Check her out. Hilarious. She'll be glad that you did. So, yeah. You need more women stand-ups.
Yeah, we do.
That's the other thing. Well, first of all, just not as many. Just literally not as many female comedians as there are male comedians. But that don't mean that women can't be funny. Because trust me, she's
a powerhouse.
Top shelf. And I can't tell you, I could waste 5 hours of your time telling you how many awful male comedians I've worked with. So the women ain't funny thing is full of shit.
Yep.
So Carmen Lynch, Queef Week on YouTube. Check it out. Boo, where can we find you on social media?
At KT Low Stramberg on the Insta and what's the other one? Twitter? Nope.
You're not on Twitter. We don't know
TikTok.
Twitter. TikTok.
There it is.
There you go.
Anything to plug?
Speaking of YouTube specials, mine's still on there. They haven't taken it down. Approaching 230-something thousand.
That's amazing.
Not that I keep up with that stuff, but my goal was I want to hit, maybe help me out with this. I wanted to hit 250,000 after a year. So we got a few more months before I hit the 1 year mark. I think came out like 9 months ago. So let's try to bump those numbers up and give me a nice 250,000.
Yeah.
Before the 1 year mark. So that would be nice. Pack a Lunch is on YouTube right now. You can also stream the audio wherever you do that. Or if you're a vinyl head like myself, if you like those records, shout me out directly. I've got a few in a box here. And if not, you can find it at blondemedicine.com. dumbdavestone.com is where you can go and find my tour dates. Got some nice, fresh tour dates here. Eureka, California, March 15th and 16th. That's going to be fun at Savage Henry Comedy Club. March 19th, I'm in Portland at Helium Comedy Club. March 21st, I'm in Chico, California at Sierra Nevada Big Room. That will be fun. Just announced, I'm returning to Taos, New Mexico. May 13th, I'm in Taos, New Mexico at Soldados. Tickets not on sale yet for these new dates, but they will be soon. Going back to Trinidad, Colorado. That's the date we had to cancel in December, thanks to my buddy Kenny. You got to laugh. But yeah, going back, I had to cancel that one in December. Going back to Trinidad, Colorado at the Trinidad Lounge, or as locals call it, the Dad Lounge. Where else? Denver just announced the Bug Theater, Denver, Colorado, May 15th. And then May 16th through the 19th, you can catch both of us. And you'll be at all these dates, I think. We'll be at the Manitou Comedy Festival in Manitou Springs, Colorado. So that will be fun.
Yay!
Again, dumbdavestone.com for all the tour dates and information. Is that everything I wanted to plug? I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think we're done with that. I think the show's over.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for listening.
We made it.
Yes, we did. And Charlie's thrilled.
Charlie's happy.
He's excited.
And Boo, you work on your emotional health and mental health. And also, let's just keep your physical health. Let's just try to stay upright.
I got it.
Let's try to stay on.
Don't worry about me, guys.
Try to stay bipedal and not fall down.
That's fair.
And if you see Katie out with any bruising, know that
Anatomy of the Fall. Give
she's
it a
a
watch.
klutz.
Perhaps that's what
I shouldn't
she's
even
saying.
joke about that.
I know, that's
but I
not
joke
funny.
about it because it's so absurd that anything like that would ever happen. Okay, now it sounds
Okay,
offensive.
now we're-
I
okay.
don't hit my wife.
All right, guys. We love you. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Oh, Lord, yeah. Okay, thank you.